Hey, it's Eric here at Peachtree Classic Cars with our first car of the 2019 season, and I'm super excited about this one. This is a 1966 Mustang Fastback with a GT350 cloning to it, or almost complete GT350 cloning to it. And I actually intentionally decided to just hold off on doing anything else. I love the way it is, just like it is. We're gonna take it for a spin. I'll show you around the car. She's still a little cold because it's been cold here in Georgia, and I'm going to do my best to drive this 4-speed manual transmission while holding a camera. I'm going to be careful not to speed through my neighborhood, but this car's got a lot of power. Brakes stop nice and straight. And this is really a kind of a bare bones or stock style Mustang restoration. Lots of horsepower, made to giddy up. E-brake works, just fixed that. Really nice sounding engine. A really solid, aggressive Mustang sound. GT exhaust. Beautiful engine detail. Brand new Autocraft battery. Brand new built 289 high performance rebuild. And this thing really is a torque monster. I'm gonna turn it off and we'll take a look at the car a little bit quieter. Flip this over so that can be seen. Got these nice Shelby licensed seat belts, which are really cool. I wasn't wearing mine because I just jumped in it. I don't know if you just noticed how I closed that door, how they sound. They're real nice and solid. This is a really solid car. Really happy to own it. I've only had about 3 or 4 Mustang Fastbacks in the past 10 years. We don't typically get into them because our motto is we're into driver quality restorations under 20 grand, and this is clearly almost double that kind of value of vehicle. But I just couldn't pass this one up because it's so much fun to drive. And whoever did the engine, I think they did an amazing job. It's got super low miles. The guy that we got it from said the engine was just put in. I've only run it up and down the road a few times, and I feel like that's just looking at it. It doesn't look like somebody took a rattle can to it. You can see that all the seals are brand new. Every piece of cork is brand new. Every screw turned on it. Just a really nice, brand new 4-core aluminum radiator. It's got a brand new black paint job, and you know how black is, it shows everything, and you just can't get away with anything on black. Well, the nice thing is it doesn't really seem to be anything to have to get away with. This has actually got a really straight body. This is a beautiful driver quality paint job. I'm not false about things. I try at least really hard never to misconstrue anything. And this is not a show car. This isn't a $70,000 Barrett Jackson car. This is priced the way it is. I think is a really awesome value. and still trying to stay true what I said with kind of the motto of our business. I like being able to see guys get into cars like this that maybe not have $45, $55, $60,000 at the auction to go out and buy one, but somebody who can afford something like this under 40 grand. So really nice straight body. The car has not been cut and buffed, so the paint job's laid down nice and slick, but even with a little wet sanding and buffing, I think it would bring the car out to a whole nother level. GT350 clone was started on it with the scoop, and the side scoops look really nice, give it a nice aggressive look. All the body work seems to be done nice. The bullet style premium mirrors put on here. Chrome all the way around it is in good condition. It doesn't look brand spanking new. It's the original chrome. Our trim pieces, you know, stainless steel and chrome trim pieces all the way around. Brand new windshield rubber. After the car was painted, we put the windshield back in. Windshield wipers work. And the only flaw on the paint that I know of to point out is that, unfortunately, as things happen, literally backing out of the paint shop, one tiny little spot back here that got, and you can, I don't even have to get that close, got a little bit of touch up on there, and I didn't even try to buff that out. I think that obviously it's a bummer, but just time is of the essence on this car, and we needed to get it up out of the shop and up for sale. So that one little tiny spot that really had a little touch-up paint put on it, I didn't even get a chance to wet sand it. I know that might sound dumb, but I just didn't have the chance to try to tackle that. Brand spanking new wheels, and these, what I love about these are the original GT350 style wheels, but they're in 17s. We got 17 by 8s in the back and 17 by 7s in the front, I think, or maybe 8s in the front and 9s in the back. I can't remember. They may be, I think it's 7s in the front and 8s in the back. You can see the staggered tire size, a little bit small in the front. Just had springs put on it, and it's still got that factory stance where it kind of just barely sits up in the front, and that's how the old Mustangs always sat up in the front, just a hair. Even with the brand new spring kit that we put on it, with we put actually some high performance lowering springs on it, which is, they're really nice. We gotta put the brand new tires on and put an alignment on it so it drives straight down the road. It still sits up just a hair, and somebody had suggested we could pull the springs back out, cut them. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to keep this car kind of mostly as original as I could, and then give it that touch. And to me, the touch was the 17-inch wheels. All the weather stripping's brand new on it. That when the doors open and close, nice and solid. No clink, you know, kerplunking or anything like that. New door panels in the inside. New carpet. And I've been driving it some, and unfortunately, I guess I could have done a little better job vacuuming that out, but there's just a little bit of dust in there. Brand new seat covers on the front seats. Carpet's in great shape in the back. There is a flaw. When we flip this up, it flips forward and backwards nice and easy, and the only spot that I've seen a flaw is right here on the seat. There was one little spot during installation where it got, you know, messed up. And, you know, to me, these are the kind of things that we say, hey, look, what keeps, you know, sometimes people ask me, you know, what is it that keeps this vehicle from being, you know, a $60,000 vehicle? Well, it's all the little details like this that are not 100% perfect. Headliner's in great shape. I've got the sun visors. They're going to go in the trunk. Just like I said, time to put the car up for sale, and didn't have time to just finish off like, you know, putting the head visor, the sun visors on. Hurst 4-speed transmission, all shifts through the gears perfectly, tons of power. Horn does not work, speedometer is not hooked up, oil pressure and fuel gauge are hooked up, as well as the temp and the amperage meter. We just put brand new weather stripping on the trunk, so you got to actually push down on the trunk just a little bit to get it to pop, because that weather stripping keeps it nice and tight. Like I said, again, you know, it was brand new painted. Sorry about that sun getting in there. Try to hold the camera at the right angle. Again, this is a solid car. It's got a brand new gas tank. From what I can tell, this is a rust-free car. It looks like a couple of things have been repaired on it, which is usual. It's got new floor pans. And I've never opened this piece up here. I'm assuming that it should open pretty easily to be the 2+2 with the back, to open up the back. And then a good aggressive slamming of the bonnet or trunk there. I'm sorry. Been hanging around the Mini Coopers lately. Windows seem to roll up and down really, for the most part, pretty easy. Maybe the regulators could have used a touch more grease, but they roll up and down pretty good. The one flaw that bothered me on the car really a little bit was the fact that the vent windows here, if you'll notice that the chrome is peeling on both sides, and that's the only spot on the car that I was like, man, that's a real bummer, you know. But the vent window, still, you know, once you shut the door, you don't see that on the outside at all. It's only where the door closes. And of course you never see it as long as the door is closed. Looking up underneath the car real quick, of course it did a really good examination. I've had lots of Mustangs over the years, and it's clean. You know, it wasn't wire wheeled, it wasn't a frame off restoration. You're gonna see under here, these are brand new brake hoses. Some of the suspension parts and rubbers and gaskets and bushings and things down here are still old. So if you wanted to do another level of restoration to the car, you might want to, you know, go through and replace all the, you know, you can get the rubber gasket and bushing kit for the front end on this car and just go through and do that. It's not very expensive. It's just a time consuming thing. Floor pans have all been done. The rockers are in great shape. No rust down here. Flowmaster exhaust. Pretty aggressive exhaust sound. I hope that you could hear that when I was when I first pulled up and was revving up the engine. To me, this is the exact sound of the iconic, you know, 60s Mustang muscle car. And that's the sound. One of my friends came over to the shop and we drove this car, and he said this is exactly what every old Mustang should look like and feel like, or sound like and feel like. It's just got that iconic feel to it. It's not perfect. It doesn't have power steering. It doesn't have power brakes. It's got the iconic, old school kind of purist, you know, feel to it. Just raw power, hauling ass in a straight line. Super fun to run around town in. Super fun to take down to the drive-in car show. New shocks on the front and rear. Gone a little bit long. I try to keep my videos around 10 minutes, and I went to 12 and a half, but I'm real excited about this car. I love it. Every time we've jumped in it, it fires right up, of course, with the new engine. Not only is the engine new, really low miles on the 4-speed top loader transmission. It's got a brand new clutch, brand new Hurst shifter. It's got a brand new steering wheel, walnut steering wheel. And even, you know, maybe some of the tiny little details are not as new. It does have new bumpers on it, front and rear, turn indicator, lights down below. The Ford emblem on the front, F-O-R-D, is new. Inset inside the grill here is not new. And there's a couple, you know, when they get old like this, they get a little discolored. I thought about polishing that out. Some guys black that out, you know, tape it off and paint it. Anyways, I'm talking a lot. I'm excited about the car. It's my job to, you know, look it over for you. I think for what we're asking for this car, it's a steal. I expect it to go really fast. We don't want to have it on the market a long time. We want it to go and be gone to a new, you know, a new owner. The GT350 center caps on there, as well as the GT350 logoed gas cap. And really what this car was lacking to complete the cloning was the gold stripes. And I didn't want to do that because I thought that, you know, personally, actually, I'm not really into the gold stripes. They think I love GT350 Hurst especially, but and a Hurst would have been an automatic, but I want to leave the car alone. If you want to put stripes on it, I mean, most paint shops would charge you under $1,000, you know, 500, 700 bucks to do a nice stripe job on it. But I like this car the way it is. Peachtree.com. Sorry I went a little long, but gonna love this 66 Mustang Fastback.